Anytime you're in elk country, some of the best parts are when that sun comes up in the morning and seeing God's country. It's truly amazing to be out there, and when you're on top of that hill waiting for that sun to come up, and you know the sunlight's starting to beat over, and it's just gorgeous. No matter, you know, if you're on the divide in Colorado or down in Mexico in the plains, and it's an absolute blessing to be there. And when the bull bugles, it's just icing on the cake.
It's pretty tough as a hunter to beat that feeling of having a big bull just screaming right in your face. But there is one way to top that, and that's by experiencing it with friends. And on this hunt, well, I couldn't be more excited because I was getting to hunt with one of my best friends from college.
Having somebody like Melissa come hunt is one thing, but having a really good friend come hunt is another. And the anticipation, waiting for an entire year to go by almost, of a good friend coming to hunt with you, and you know, doing everything you want. You just want everything to work out. You know, you want them to be happy. You want them to have a good hunt. You want them to kill a big bull, and having it all come together. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it gives you a feeling like no other. And to be with friends and to be with people that you don't get to see a whole lot, that's just a high priority on my list. It's that one time of the year where you get to be doing something that you all are just jacked up about, that you've been waiting 11 and a half months for. I was in camp a couple of days before the whole group showed up, and I knew it was going to be a pretty good week. The bulls were screaming almost all day. And so when everybody showed up in camp, Melissa said she was going to hold off till last and do some filming. Mark and his group I've known for a long time as well. We went on this elk hunt almost every year now for the past 4 or 5 years. Mark's always had me down to come hunting with him and to guide him, and it's always been amazing. We've always done really, really well.
Now what we decided to do was basically split up into 2 groups. My cameraman went with one group and I went with Ryan and the other guys. Now we thought this would probably be our best chance of success, to split up and double our odds.
So one of my good friends, Jason, who's the other guide that I hunt with, one of the best hunters that I know. I've learned a lot from Jason, and he invites me down to hunt on this ranch with him and guide with him, and it's a true blessing because it's just awesome.
Let's set up. He's already coming.
So Ken drew the long straw, and he was up on the first gun. The bull was real receptive. Every time I chirped, he'd just hammering.
I shot him purely in self-defense. Good calling, man.
That is just
I bet there's 11 inches on the bottom.
Look at that. Did you guys hear him raking that tree?
Yeah. He was getting after that.
Just monster mass.
He wasn't walking to a fight, he was running to that.
I come up,
And then
he's gotta be right there, so I put my binos up and I'm looking at you, I'm like, he's bearing down on that scope, I know you can see him.
Well, he was out past 50 yards. I was letting him get a little closer.
Get a little closer.
That's my kind of guy. This is an incredible location. This is not a high fence hunt, this is free ranging elk. But there's a very, very low amount of pressure and there's a lot of elk. Usually my elk hunts start off with, oh, maybe 8-10 miles of walking, hardly any sleep. They don't usually come together the very first morning. But on this hunt, that's exactly how it was going. But I wasn't sure how the other group was doing. They were over elk hunting, and I could only hope that they were having just as good a luck as we were.
Also on this hunt were Mark's sister-in-law, Jody, and his brother, Matt. When we decided to split up the first morning, my buddy Jason, he took Matt and Jody. What happened on their hunt, right away in the morning, they had a bull bugling right below them. They got on a good setup where she was good and steady. It was her first bull, so we had to make sure everything was pretty perfect for her. And as the bull started coming up, he got real excited and he ended up almost running right by her, but she got out a good shot and put the smack down on her first bull. It was a beautiful bull, and she was pretty excited.
Close enough?
Oh yeah, right there. Thank you.
Great shot.
Anytime you're on a hunt with a bunch of people and you got a lot of tags in camp, it's real nice to get one on the ground right away. There's a good feeling to know that, hey, we're on the right track here. Camp morale was super high, and it's always a good feeling to get one on the first day.
Anytime you're out hunting, of course, the animals, well, that really makes for a great hunt. But one of the best things that you can do, surround yourself with great people. And that's exactly what we were experiencing on this trip. Mark, their entire group, Ryan, one of my good buddies from college, it was a blast. And we could have had pretty tough elk hunting, and I'm positive we would have all still had fun. But we weren't having just pretty good elk hunting, we were having flat out amazing elk hunting.
Step out into the road for a reason.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome, because I saw him walk. I could see him going through the trees, and I heard him like.
Did you hear him clucking?
Yes.
When you shot, he was looking at us with the decoy.
Yeah.
Well, he ran up the hill, and he wasn't but 10 yards from us, and he was staring at us with those decoys. It's like, this. I'm not sure I'm real comfortable with this situation right now.
Now this is a great way to show when you're out there hunting, well, sometimes you've got thick cover, use what you can to your advantage. This was an old road, nothing is being used anymore, and it was a great shooting lane for Matt.
Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Cutty Back Digital, Hard-Hitting Easton Arrows, Hunter's Safety System, Winchester Repeating Arms, Swarovski Optic, Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. Rage Broadheads, leading the evolution in lethal technology. And Golden Triangle Whitetail, your hunt of a lifetime awaits.
Man, here they talking. I want to get up a little bit further so we can see down into these drainages over here.
As the hunt was going on, well, things were getting a little bit difficult. Sometimes elk were just not cooperating, and that's the way it works. I know there's a lot of elk here. We all knew there were a ton of elk here. But that doesn't mean they're always gonna come in on a string like you hope. We had a great start to it, but as things were moving on and progressing, well, it was getting more and more difficult. Everyone was getting a little bit frustrated, but the thing is, when you're in an area this good, it can all turn in 1 minute.
That's a nice boat.
Willie.
Good job, nice shot. It smoked him.
I couldn't say after I shot, but I heard it. And I panicked for just a second because it took so damn long to hear it hit him.
I'm watching him with the binoculars, suddenly he fell over. I went, what the? Kaboom!
He made a great shot on the bull. It was 425 yards, I think, and dropped right in his tracks. I mean, when I watched that bull fall, and I didn't even hear the gunshot yet, and then he just started rolling down the hill, you know, as the video shows, it was pretty cool. And about 10 minutes later, when he finally got walking down the hill towards me, we had a big man bro moment, and you gotta love that.
It really was wonderful to see Mark's elk, and it was an absolute monster. This was a beautiful bull, and Mark has been just so much fun to be around. He's someone just like me. He's always joking around, messing around with Ryan, having a wonderful time. And it's very seldom you'll ever see him without a smile on his face. Hunting is what he absolutely loves, and it's what all of us love. And that's one of the reasons we were having such a wonderful time. Every one of us couldn't think of a better place in the world to be right now, except, well, we were in elk heaven. With Mark's elk down, well, Brad was finally up. Now, we were just sitting out, kind of waiting for it to get to that right time. Well, Ryan was messing around with the caterpillars, making little fuzzy mustaches. I'm pretty sure one got him and left a little juice on his lip. But we were laughing, trying to be quiet, and suddenly we thought we heard a bull. We thought we heard just a small sound, and so they decided, let's call and just see. This bull bugled back, and he was close. We're talking 200 yards and in, and now it was game on. Ryan was running around, literally hitting everything possible, and he was making this bull mad.
The excitement of hunters taking a bull and having success and getting a kill, it's like no other. When you, as a guide, can make that happen for somebody and sometimes fulfill a lifelong dream, it's truly a blessing. And you know, seeing the smiles on people's faces, whether it be man, woman, or child, any age, you know, when you draw a bull in close and they have that interaction and they get to feel those horns and, you know, take the pictures, it's just an amazing feeling that, you know, I take a picture of every single guided bull and I look through them, you know, when I get my itch for elk hunting, I always look through them and the memories you'll cherish forever.
Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Winchester, the American legend. Matthews, catch us if you can. Field and Stream, trusted brands, timeless traditions. Moose Utility Division, demand the brand. Bog Pod, versatility defined. M&P by Smith & Wesson. And Peak Antifreeze, right with your car and wallet. Peak, run true. Closed captioning is brought to you by the 4-in-1 Woodsman from Zippo Outdoor.
Having an interaction with a jacked up bull, there ain't nothing like it. Nothing that I've ever encountered in the hunting world. When you got a bull that's screaming and you know that he's committed to coming in, there isn't anything like it. You know, it sends goosebumps up and down my arms every single time, no matter how many times I've seen it. What draws everybody out to the mountains is that one thing that can get you in that close, you know, and see and hear and, you know, sometimes even feel them, you know, when they get that close, you feel like they're blowing on you, but it's amazing. Truly, it's unexplainable.
This had really been an absolutely incredible hunt. We had 5 bulls down. As far as I'm concerned, that's almost unheard of. I've gone 5 years without even seeing 5 bulls, much less having 5 bulls down in one location.
You know, there's a right time and there's an off time. And sometimes, even most of the time, it feels like the wrong time happens more than the right time. But that just makes the right time, you know, that much more valuable to you.
Now, all of us, well, we were all hoping to fill our freezers with elk. It's probably one of my favorite wild game meats out there. So Ryan also had a take. Now, I know he probably didn't intend on using it before I was hunting, but I told him, you go first. Why not? We're having a blast. The elk are bugling, and get up and go. And it didn't take too much twisting in his arm to get him up and going. And that day, well, we started seeing a lot of elk.
On my hunt, we ended up getting into a large group of elk. I've hunted elk a lot in 10 years, and I don't think I have ever heard this many bugles in one morning in my life. There was probably anywhere from 8 to 12 bulls down in this valley. There was 3 or 4 definite shooters. There was probably a hot cow in there because they were all going crazy. They were cutting one another off bugling all morning long. When we set our plan of attack up, there was a saddle down to our left. Either way, we had to drop off. And about 10 o'clock, all the elk started working out of the valley and they were coming uphill onto this saddle. We had the wind in our favor. We dropped down the left side of the saddle. Once we got on top, we knew we were right in the thick of it. And I turned and looked to my right, and here he come up. And I could see tops. And then I could see his thirds. And then I could see his brows. And I'm like, oh boy. Another one of them surreal moments, you know. Not only do I get to watch, you know, all my good friends harvest bulls, but some of my good friends got to watch me harvest the biggest bull that I've ever shot, and it is truly a blessing.
When it comes to incredible elk hunting, well, I'm pretty sure a trip like this could probably never be beat. Not only with the animals, but with the people I was with. I was having a wonderful time, and I was thrilled to be up.
Jason and I, if we have the opportunity, we always team up. It's worked very, very well for us in the past.
Get on that point. Walk with the decoys nice and close.
Yep.
Get on that point, and then whatever way he decides,
That way
try
we're
and
up.
bring him this way.
Nice work.
Good job.
Hey, you are an expert caller. Holy smokes. Look at this. That is so cool. It's like he's It's like a turkey foot on top.
Huge turkey foot. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
Good job.
We were just so thrilled. This entire hunt just turned out to be just such a wonderful experience, and everything, well, it couldn't have worked out better. I couldn't have found a better group of people to hunt with, and all the laughing, all the fun times, the joking around, we all really enjoyed it, and I think every one of us will look back at this show and just the photos, the memories, and just cherish it for a lifetime.